hallmarks of the 70s. Kung Fu, of course, is one of those. Crypto has some of his old favorite mental powers back, psychokinesis, but now it's mapped to its own trigger for easy use, which allows him to magnetize other characters to it. You can magnetize characters, props, whatever. And when you're using PK Magnet, it also affects the environment around you. So anything that's not, anything that's a physical object, you can actually see your mental powers affecting it. And of course, you can just throw everybody into a gong and call it a day. Also back is the classic anal probe. Now we've changed the anal probe a lot to make it easier to use, much easier to use actually. Now you can just hold down multiple probes to fire at one target, or sweep multiple targets all at once, and they each get a probe. So it's a lock-on, heat-seeking, fire-and-forget anal probe. Repeating one too, by the way. One feature we're really excited about is called Temporal Fist. This is a feature that Crypto learns from the Kung Fu Master. Early in the game, he has the ability to stop time. But as he learns from the Master these ancient Furon mental powers, he learns how to manipulate objects in time. So you can freeze the world, mess it up, set up all kinds of crazy situations, usually putting humans in harm's way. And in this case, you can probably see what's about to happen here. This is monk bowling. Another new weapon we've designed is really special, and that it's interactive. This is called the Venus Human Trap. It's an ancient Furon weapon, but sometimes the old ways are best. It can feed on its own, or you can feed it humans, cars, whatever. And as the more it eats, the more it spews out brain stems, which Crypto's in the business of collecting, or ammunition for your vehicles, for your weapons. The more you feed it, the bigger it gets, the more rewards it gives you. You can also use your ion detonators as sticky bomb. Decide when you want to detonate it. And because we've streamlined the controls, for the first time ever, you're allowed to use mental powers, hand weapons, and jetpacks simultaneously, which gives you a whole bunch of new freedom and new ways to destroy humans. And again, talking about the open sandbox gameplay, this feature really does let the player ask themselves, what could I do if I could just freeze the world, set up a Rube Goldberg type of situation or whatever, throw things, put people in the middle of a bunch of cars, stack a bunch of cars to get to the top of a skyscraper and find something that we hide in the level for them, and then start time again just to see what happens. The black hole gun. That's what Crypto needs if things get a little too hot. It'll suck anything and everything into it. And here you get a glimpse of some of the new enemies that Crypto's going to be facing in this game. It's a mysterious walking thing that we'll give you more details about later, but that's why he needs all these new mental powers. He needs to learn enlightenment in order to face this new enemy. And of course, what would a Destroy Humans game be without some awesome flying saucer stuff? Saucer is all new. He crashed his old one while flying drunk in Vegas one time. So now he's got the death ray, but it leaves persistent scars across the world. It'll scar the terrain, buildings. We call this high fidelity destruction because you get a lot of feedback as you're doing it. This is the new plasma cannon. It's great for strafing traffic. We also have a new weapon for the saucer called the Seeker drones. These will lock on and seek out anything in the world. They'll even punch through buildings to find their targets. A new weapon for the saucer is called the Tornadotron, which is what it sounds. It can even be fired while cloaked, so the humans think it's an act of God, not an alien. The Tornadotron will carve a path of destruction on its own, or you can tell it where to go, simply by pointing down in the ground and driving it. And here's an iconic symbol of the 70s that you can do now that you have high-fidelity destruction. You can carve your name or pictures. That'll stick around until that building is destroyed. Furthermore, every building is filled with hundreds and hundreds of humans that go screaming into the streets, which can suck up like a vacuum cleaner for instant processing. Every building is fully destructible, and these buildings are now 30 and 40 stories high instead of 4 and 5 stories high. The cities are much more vertical now. And because we added verticality to gameplay, we needed to add new challenges. So now we have air-to-air combat. So attack helicopters will chase crypto in the cities, between the skyscrapers, and we've got the whole slew of new weapons to deal with this problem. And of course, the quantum deconstructor is back for mega destruction. You can charge it up too. You take out a city block. Actually, I think you can take out 4 city blocks with this bomb.